Welcome to Jobpilot. Jobpilot is designed to be the command center of your business. So if your business builds something, assembles something, or just has jobs with multiple steps, that's exactly who Jobpilot was designed for. Now let me show you just some of the core functions of Jobpilot. When you first log into your account, you're going to arrive at your dashboard. And your dashboard is just your general overview of your operations. Things like pending quotes, current jobs, inventory that needs to be reordered, how many tasks you have assigned. It'll also show you your new jobs and recent quotes. From here, you can go to the left-hand menu here, and you can click on the Clients section, bring up all of your accounts. And clicking on any one of those clients will bring up the detail view. And that'll have all your client information, as well as any client follow-up that needs to be done, any quotes you've ever done for that client, a list of current and former jobs, and any invoices that were generated for that client. You can also enter in notes and follow-up dates. And once you enter a follow-up date, that'll be added to your calendar and automatically go into your client follow-up list. Your quotes, again, the list of quotes open or created, and clicking on any row will bring up the detail view. And that'll give you all of your information, the quote number, the company, the value of that quote, the scope of work or description, as well as any line items associated with that quote. From here, you can also change the status, download a PDF quote, and if accepted, you can convert that right to a job from here, and all of this information will automatically transfer. You can also convert it straight to an invoice if there's no steps involved. And you can accept payments from this screen. Your job section is kind of the heart of the system. This is where all your jobs will be stored, the status of those jobs, a due date if there is one, and the priority of that job. Now clicking on any job will bring up the detailed view of that job, showing you the priority, the current job status. Again, this information will be transferred over from the quote. Any job files that you have, pictures, drawings, specifications can be stored right here, so all of your team can see those files. Your line items transferred over from the quote, and the ability to assign that inventory and take it out of your inventory and assign it to that job. And if needed, you can also add line items or custom line items here to that job. And you can view all of your past inventory transactions to see exactly what parts were taken from inventory to complete this job. Now here's your steps. Now your steps are the backbone of our job system. You can assign as many steps as you need to. And when you do, you'll assign what needs to be done, what the priority is, the status of that step, who was assigned to that step, a planned start date, planned completion date, your estimated budgeted hours for that step, and how many current hours are logged on that step. Now your team can simply come in and log their hours right here. Keep track and make sure that you're on track for this job. You can also add a task to any user in the system. If you need an additional part or you run into an issue with that job, you can add a task or send a message to any user within the system. Your step notes and progress updates. And again, your labor entries for that job. Now, you can reopen that step if you find something needs to be done. That'll have to be done by an administrator or manager. And only an administrator or manager can delete that step as well if you find out maybe you entered the wrong step. But basically, when your user comes in, he'll see what steps are assigned to him or her. They'll start that job step, change the priority, rather the status of that step, and just start logging their hours, adding tasks, or adding notes to that step. Now, when a step is completed, that's also going to notify the manager or supervisor that you associated with that step, so they can come check it and make sure everything's correct. Your invoices section, again, you've got your invoice list, and clicking on any row will bring up the detail, and it'll bring up all that invoice information. And again, those past payments from that quote will carry over, so you'll know what the balance due is. Your calendar. Now, within your calendar, you can view all of your activities that need to take place, whether it's your tasks. You can click on client follow-up and see what clients need to be followed up with. And clicking on this will take you over to that client. You can also look for overdue invoices if you have that authority within the system. Job steps due, job steps that has been started. Your inventory. This is where you keep track of all your parts and supplies. And it'll tell you if you need to reorder those parts. Now, both of these parts I have entered in are low stock, so they've already met the reorder point. So it's giving you this icon here to let you know that these items need to be reordered. Clicking on any line item will bring up the detailed view. You can put pictures in there, descriptions, inventory location to let you know exactly where it's at, your quantity available, your reorder points, and vendor information. You can also store item documents, specification sheets, or warranty information from here. Your tasks. You can either assign tasks to yourself or to other users. Now, your tasks will be displayed on the left-hand side. These are tasks that have been assigned by you, either by yourself or by another user. And you'll also see My Task Requests. These are requests that you've made of other people within the system for tasks that they need to accomplish. And if any time you need to want to go back and see a past task, you can just click on Display Completed, and it'll bring up the full list of tasks you've already completed. Your messages. We have an internal messaging system, so you don't have to send all these external emails. You can just do that right from the system. And it works just like any other email inbox would. It'll bring up the message detail, any attachments. And again, this is where a supervisor or a manager of a specific job step is going to be notified that that step has been completed, and by who. Your report section. Now, your reports are going to show you basically a snapshot of your business. Now, this is just a sample company, so I don't have a lot of detail in here. So it's showing all of my jobs are open right now, or my invoices are open. But it'll show you your sales by category, detail sales data, total orders, average order value over the last 30 days. You can also get inventory reports to let you know your total inventory value, how many items you have, SKUs you have in inventory, and inventory by category. In your job reports, this is going to tell you how many active jobs you have, how many you've completed in the last 30 days, how many are still in progress, and if there's any overdue jobs. And it'll show you a completed job list, and it's going to show you how many hours were estimated for that job and how many actual hours were put into that job. Jobs by status and overdue job summary. Now, your employee reports. It's going to show you how many active users you have in the system, how many available licenses you still have left, and again, how many jobs you still have in progress for those employees. And it's also going to bring up your employee timesheets, and this is going to show you how many hours they've got logged, and you can just set whatever time frame you want. And so in this time frame, from April 1st to April 12th, this employee logged 7.25 hours, and I can get a detailed report on those hours to find out exactly what job that they've put those hours in on. And your settings. Your settings is going to define how your application works and looks. So you're going to come in and just enter in all your company information, your logo, how you want your quotes, jobs, and invoices labeled, and any quote text or invoice text. You're also going to define and add users here. Under user management, it'll show you how many users you currently have and who you have in the system. And you can delete those, edit those users as often as you need to. Your job settings, this is where you're going to define your job steps. And you can have as many job steps as you want. So if you find out you need a step for painting, you would just add a new job step, the job step name, description, default priority. And again, if this has a department manager or supervisor, you're going to list that. You're going to select that user from here. And then finally, your help and support settings. Now this is where you're going to go for your support portal. There's articles here, there's videos you can watch for walkthroughs, or if you need to, you can simply submit a help request from here. So that about does it for the quick walkthrough. And once you sign up for the trial, you'll have access to more detailed information. We've got a ton of walkthrough videos that you can watch to help really guide you through each and every individual step. This was obviously a very quick walkthrough, but like I said, there's a lot more detailed information. Once you sign up for that trial, you'll have full access to those videos to walk you through each and every module of the system. Thanks for watching.